I think if you get into the high level space and you're reselling software, you really need to commit to educating people and like teaching them how to use it. Not just here's the software, go be successful with it. It's like, hey, here's the software and here's the playbook of exactly how to use it and how to like position it and all that stuff. If you just look at the top, the most successful softwares and resellers, you get closer and closer to like people that strongly invest in like education paired with their stuff. I'm a huge advocate of just like launching with what you have before you have the rest of it. I think getting started and having momentum is like the most important thing. Momentum, small wins. I see a lot of people, like you say, they're stuck building out their GHL agency, building out all the automations. Like, just launch, man. Just put something out there and you'll have anxiety to finish everything else. It'll be great, okay?
If I'm going to hire a plumber to come into my home and do work that I'm going to pay thousands of dollars for, I want to trust them. And if I go to their Facebook profile and I see that they haven't posted anything since like 2020, then I'm going to immediately think, oh, they're not in business anymore.
I always liked building stuff, but I never actually thought I'd get into software. I always thought that was like, some black box, like magic stuff. And I didn't get into it until like college, actually. And I was actually going to school for like mechanical engineering and energy engineering. And I saw these kids that were like my age become like billionaires. And it was the Snapchat guys. And I was like, I need to make an app. Like, that's the path.
You can have a tool, but the way that you position it to different customers is a completely different way, right? So it's like you have one offer for like painters, you have a different offer for agencies, a different offer for, maybe white label and agencies is the same. Maybe coaches, that would be a different offer as well. I think a lot of people really struggle with that, whether it's HighLevel or BrandBlast or My Vision Assistant. I have this tool, I see the potential and the value in it, but how do I relay that to my customer so that they are willing to invest?
I remember so many times when I was trying to make my first app or code something and I just was stuck. I just remembered I'd just stay and go to Stack Overflow, keep going, just keep copy and pasting stuff, whatever, and making it work. That kind of mentality of never giving up and just keep going is the main differentiator. And a lot of people will call it smart, but I think like there's a lot of smarter people than me, but like the willingness to sit with a problem in the spot of like the unknown and just feel dumb and just keep trying is like super valuable skill.
Lots of people create courses, right? So you could create the course, and if you've ever created a course, it's so painstaking. The outline and the videos and the editing and all of that stuff. But if you don't pre-sell that course before you actually create it, how do you know that you're going to go through all that trouble and people even want it? Like, pre-sell that thing and then build it on the runway. Welcome, everyone, to today's episode of the Leverage and Lead podcast. I'm Bridget Bartlett here with my co-host, Marla Harmon.
Hi.
Today we have a special guest, Ian Scott, who is joining us. Welcome, Ian.
Hey, nice to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, Ian, what you do and who you serve?
Yeah. So I run BrandBlast.com. And so BrandBlast basically lets GHL agencies, I guess high-level agencies, I don't know if people still call it GHL. They help, we help agencies automate and fulfill social media using AI and other tools. So, yeah.
Did you hear that they have the HighLevel domain now? So now I wondered if that's why you said it. They actually bought HighLevel.com.
Oh, really?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I've been corrected multiple times. I would say GHL and people be like, you mean HighLevel? You mean HL? And I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
I
don't know. What do you guys use?
I think if I'm doing initials, I use GHL. But if I'm speaking about it, I say HighLevel.
Exact same for me.
Yeah. I don't think I can ever just not, because HL is too generic, you got to have like the GHL to really tell people what it is. So that's a cool tip. So if anybody didn't know, HighLevel now has HighLevel.com, which they're probably just going to have to redirect everything anyway, and it won't be that much use to them, but it's still cool. So Ian, can you talk a little bit about BrandBlast and how why did you even create BrandBlast?
Oh man, because I had a really cush job and I wanted to get out of it and make less money. So no, I was an engineer at Meta for like 6 years, and I got there from building different startups. And so when I was there, I worked on like Facebook for like 3 years, and then I worked on the last 3 years. I worked on like the VR headset stuff. And so I did a lot of entrepreneurial stuff, but that itch just wasn't quite scratched. Like I had that itch of like, oh, let's get out there and like make something, you know? And I think when like AI really popped off in like 2023, when everybody was using ChatGPT for the first time, I just saw that opportunity of like, well, there's a lot of things to automate. And I was thinking like as a business owner, previous small business owner, like what are things that I always felt like I was dropping the ball on? And social media was one of them. And so that's kind of what I made it for. I made it to automate. I made it to automate social media. And then I launched for small businesses. And then randomly, some high-level agencies found me. And they kept talking about like, oh, like, can I white label this? And I was like, what do you mean white label this? And they're like, oh, like go high level. And I was like, what is this? And it was like 2023. And so that's when I got introduced to like the whole like, ecosystem and community. And I also saw you and a lot of other people online. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's like transform this into a white label tool. And so we did that, and it was like the demand was just there. And so it was great. And the community was like really meshed, and it was just like a nice little, I would say twilight moment of like everything, like dots connecting. And so, yeah, that's kind of where we got into the social media for agency space.
You know, what I think is so cool about BrandBlast is that you can create customized content. I know, and this is something that I can't stand, and I know both of you see this all the time, this cookie cutter, non-brand specific, crappy AI slop that gets shared on social media. And what I loved when I first saw BrandBlast is that you guys make this bulk content, but also it can be branded. So it's not like when you say create 365 days of content, it's not like super generic content that's like really doesn't do anything for brand awareness. I love that you can add your own brand colors and all of that stuff to make the bulk content. I think that's really cool because if you go to ChatGPT, even with the best prompt, it's still going to take you a lot longer, and it's not necessarily going to be consistent with your brand. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that's totally correct. And, we've actually jumped from just doing brand awareness content to doing educational content. So we have a lot of people using it for carousels and also AI UGC. So we have a lot of people cloning themselves and then just kind of like voicing over scripts. And then we'll clone an avatar, that will go over and do their stuff. So they can use their voice, or they can like just write out a script and it'll basically be them saying it, and like have the B-roll injected in there and everything. So people are really loving that. People are loving that. And, one thing I think that a lot of people don't know that used to use BrandBlast and now they maybe haven't used a new content engine is that like we have a killer lead magnet feature. It's a great lead magnet feature. Okay, so this is why people are getting really excited. It's because the free content funnel lets you basically send 30 days of content to prospects that's like branded with all their stuff and everything. And so they basically get 30 days of content for free. It's a great offer. I've had like, 6+% opt-in rates from like cold email. So just that is like pretty good. And so we're seeing people send that out. And then when they get the free content, they're like, this is great, but how do I post it? And then that's where you come in with your low ticket offer of like, oh, here's the social planner. And like the social planner is one of those things in HighLevel, just like websites that can't stand on its own. Like it doesn't need all the other features to kind of do. So you can just do like a low ticket social planner offer and automate it with BrandBlast. And basically the free content funnel is like really getting pushed right now. So that's like the new exciting thing that a lot of people are using it for.
Are you ever nervous about, because I know I've developed my own software and now HighLevel has a HighLevel AI studio. And so here lately, I've been asking a lot of the guests who have their own software, like, are you nervous? Are you nervous about HighLevel replacing you or someone being able to like vibe code your software?
Not really. I think it's getting easier and easier, but I think like when you start linking complex things together, and it's really hard. If you specialize in this, you can really see how deep you can go. So like I'm not really too worried. It's not like a generic thing. This has been like 3 years in the making, and so it's like I think we're pretty ahead of the crowd on the AI social content, and so I'm fine with it. If I think they actually have some features to do AI social content in HighLevel in the social planner, but I don't think they're doing bulk stuff or AI UGC, and they definitely can. But I think HighLevel has so many priorities right now. I'm not too worried about them going for social media when there's so many other like top line drivers like SEO and ads and stuff like that. For them to attack.
And even if like I did a demo the other day of Ask AI, and unless you have the unlimited plan, it could get really costly to do that. And especially if you're doing that every day, or you do something like create 30 days of social media posts. I mean, that's going to be, let's say $97 a month. I mean, that's still like $97 just
that's
for
insane.
that. Yeah.
That's insane. Because we can do it with $3 to $5 a month. Depending on like what kind of content you want. But you just bring up something.
If you're an agency, it's like that's $97 for every single sub account. So if you're managing the social media, it's like, man, that gets crazy expensive. Why not use something like BrandBlast and create the content and then just keep the difference for yourself? If you charge $97, why not keep it?
Yeah, right? Exactly. And we work with the wallet too. So you can actually just reuse wallet credits and all that and mark it up. So you can mark up like how much things cost. But yeah, you can set someone up with 30 days of content, like $3 a month, and really keep it on auto post. We have now a set and forget feature. So you can literally, once you train the AI on the brand, you can hit set and forget, and it just kind of like evergreens fresh content every month for them. And you can cycle reviews in there and stuff. But it's just a really nice way to do a done for you offer without, adding like hours per week for every new customer you add on. So
yeah, that's cool.
I'm excited to check out the UGC. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I think you'll like it. There's we just added a bunch of new features last week for it. So people really wanted to like voice their own script. I didn't realize this was a big thing, but people wanted to like basically write their own script and voice it, and then just do the lip sync with the AI. And like that yielded so much better results after we added that. So people are really liking it.
Nice. Is that like the hot feature?
It is the hot feature. It's the hot feature for people that are very involved with social media. I think there's different tiers of social media. There's like keeping the lights on, and there's stuff like what you do, which is like making valuable content that is like driving engagement and like, a value in the marketplace. So, there's two different things. And like the people that want to do the latter thing, they like the AI UGC. The people that want to keep the lights on, they like the educational carousels and the brand awareness posts. So, yeah.
So which one are you?
I'm the keep the lights on guy. I'm the keep the lights on guy. I have a lot of stuff I want to do, but honestly, I'm just, maybe I just don't have maybe I just don't have it nailed down yet, but I'm kind of nervous of like getting in front of the camera and making stuff every day. But I know you guys do it and you do it pretty well. So
you're on camera now.
I know. Scary.
You're doing fantastic.
No, it's fine.
How
have you guys been? Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was just going to say, I have a question, but please go ahead and finish what you were saying.
No, it's okay. What was your question?
Okay. So I was just going to ask you, I would feel bad if we didn't go back to Facebook. I mean, who doesn't want to hear just a little bit more about what that was like being at Facebook? And then also kind of on that same note, the VR, the headsets, are they, I seems like I heard they were canceling those. Is that entire
Yeah.
project?
Because
Yeah,
Ian's
they
not there
canceled
to
a
work
part of
on it.
it. It's so funny because I like have my engineer friends like texting me about this, like, dude, can you believe
Yeah.
this? And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so a little bit about Facebook. Where do I start? So first, everybody asked me, I think Bridget, you'll like this because you're also from Indiana. For anyone who doesn't know, Bridget and I, like my hometown I grew up in, I live in LA now, but the hometown I grew up in was like 20 minutes away from Bridget. So I'm pretty sure our parents are probably like 20 minutes away from you or something. Yeah. And so going from like small town Indiana, Martinsville to like Bay Area, San Francisco was like a huge eye opener for me of like, oh my gosh, like, culture shock. And then that was interesting. But the people I met at Meta specifically were also very interesting because they were all a bit eccentric. They all had some like interesting thing that they were very interested in and like going deep in it. Like I knew one guy that collected like calligraphy pens and knew all about the history of it and all that stuff. And then like the girl sitting beside him was like deep into like tea and like had all this like tea set and stuff. And was like, and so these people would have like, or like this one girl had like crochet. She was like a crochet master. And so it's just like random things that you wouldn't think. But that was one thing I saw in Facebook was most of the people were just very eccentric. And that kind of goes hand in hand with like, I guess, entrepreneurship or just like being proficient in something, picking something up and not putting it down. So that was kind of a shock that I saw. So
what's your area of interest?
Making startups and trying to grow them and stuff. So like, banging my head up against the wall, like, like all of us. But yeah, I would say that, I would just say building startups and trying new things is my thing.
So you got Pam, the crocheter, you got Bob, the Star Trek geek, and then you have Ian, that is it's not just startups, Ian. What is it? It's something super geeky that you're not telling us.
Oh man, what is it? I'm sure there's random stuff I could tell you about.
What would they say about you?
I know. I'm thinking, what would my partner say about me? That's like, oh my gosh, he's always doing this.
Or your Facebook,
I'm really into Fortnite,
your Facebook colleagues. What would they say about you?
Oh, they would be like, that guy's a redneck. And I'd be like, really? Like, they thought I was a redneck because I have a slight beard, and I'm not like 150 pounds because like I'm a little bit bigger than most people, like, because I worked out and played sports. But, and they said I drove a truck, but I just drove a Jeep. Like these guys have never been to Rural King. So like, they don't know what they're missing out on, but, they would be like, yeah, you're super like, from the country. And I'm like, really, I'm not. If you went to Indiana, you'd see, that
is a huge misconception. There really is more than corn here. There really is.
There is, yeah. Yeah.
But there is a lot of corn too. But look, my whole family's from Appalachia. And so like the Kentucky area, Appalachia. And so when people say that, only people outside of like the Midwest would say that Indiana's country, but I moved from country. Indiana's not that country, but I can see compared to like LA, it probably is super country.
Yeah. It's a huge misconception. And I thought it was funny because they were like wearing Carhartt and they were like saying, oh, check out my new Carhartt. It's like work in progress. I was like, what are you talking about? Apparently there's a fashion line for Carhartt called Work in Progress. I didn't know this, but they were like acting like it was like high fashion. I'm like, dude, they sell that everywhere. Like, what are you talking about? That's
go to Walmart, like everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That is so funny. There's a moment in every solopreneur's journey where they decide to stop being a freelancer and start being a CEO. That transition starts with strategy. It starts with having a clear, documented plan for who you serve, what you sell, and how you say it. It starts with having a professional business model. Most people never do this. I want to help you do it for free. I'm Bridget Bartlett, and when you click the link below, I'm going to give you a free account for my Vision Blueprint software. It's sold sole purpose is to help you create a stunning professional brand guide. It's a step-by-step wizard that helps you think through everything from your customer avatar and brand voice to your value ladder and calls to action. It's the foundational document that separates a hobby from a real business. And once you have that foundation, I want you to come and watch how to build on it. Your free account also gives you access to my private community where you can watch me coach my paid clients live 4 days a week. If you're ready to professionalize your business and build a real brand on HighLevel, this is your first step. Click the link to create your free brand guide now. So, Ian, why did you move to LA? Was it for Meta or?
I moved to from Indianapolis to SF for, I guess, bottom of the Bay, like Palo Alto area, for Meta. And then when the pandemic hit, I don't know if I ever told you this, but like one of the random funny businesses I had were selling ducks. Like I sold like 30,000 rubber ducks during the pandemic. And I was running, like during the pandemic, everybody left the Bay Area because people only go there really for work, right? Besides people who live there. And so there was a mass like leaving during the pandemic when everything shut down. And so I was kind of hopping around like Airbnbs in like Indianapolis and like hanging out. And I was running this business from there. And then Meta was like, hey, you're going to have to move back here. We're going to have to change your pay. And so I chose LA instead of SF because LA is just a lot more chill, a lot more like less tech vibe, geeky. But I think one interesting, funny thing I did was I had this like rubber duck business during the pandemic. And did I ever tell you about this?
No, and I'm dying to hear more. Like, where did this?
Yeah, where did you sell all of these ducks?
Yeah, why do you have all these ducks? I still have like 1,000 ducks. So basically, do you know how like Jeep people drive around and there's like ducks in their dashboard? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so I went to Starbucks one day and someone put this specific duck on my Jeep, and it says #DuckDuckJeep, and I didn't know what it was. So I looked it up on Facebook, and I saw this like Facebook group that was growing. It had like 30,000 people in it, and like 1,000 people were joining like every day. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a viral thing that's, just starting. And so I noticed because Jeep people are so like utility based people, like they were making their own tags. I wish I have a tag. I don't think I have a tag, but they're making their own tags that says like #DuckDuckJeep, like take a picture or whatever. And then like they're basically just kind of like rubber banding it onto the Jeep, onto the duck, or like attaching it with a string. And so I was like, how come there's not a business selling like the tags explaining what this is that goes with the duck? And so I just made a Shopify store and I ran some ads, and I was actually like on vacation, and the ad was kind of like a joke, like, can I actually grow this? Because I just had started learning Facebook ads. And I had started getting orders. I had no ducks, by the way. I had no ducks or anything. And so I was getting orders for ducks. And I was like, oh my God, I got to buy some ducks. And so I bought some ducks and kept the ads growing. And in 3 months, I had sold like 30,000 ducks. And I was like, okay, this is great. But then when I moved back to LA, since I had like my 3PL there that was shipping it out for me and everything, I had to kind of give it up. But that's kind of like an interesting, like fun pandemic story of like, yeah, I had a duck business. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. You know what is so interesting to me? I love when we interview like all of these entrepreneurs, and they have such similar stories about, I had this idea and I launched this business kind of before I was ready without all your ducks in a row. I know that was good. That was good, right? That was good. Everybody in the comments is going to be cracking up laughing because it was so funny. But it's like you just
leave a comment below.
Yeah, right. Yeah, please do. Please leave a comment and like and subscribe.
Right? That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. But they start businesses before everything is perfect, and I always reference Sean, Robin, and Varun with HighLevel because they always talk about when they pitched HighLevel the first time. They were signing people up in this little hotel like meeting room, and Varun is in the back, like while Robin and Sean are signing people up, Varun's in the back like building the website and getting them all like, get all their accounts sorted
Really?
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh wow.
I see that trend so much with business owners. And the flip side of that is there's so many people who are like paralysis. Like, I don't really have an offer. I can't really launch anything. I don't really know what to do. And then they just kind of stay in this limbo area. And I just think it's so cool to point out the fact that so many of us just launch the thing and we're like, let's see where it goes, Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a huge advocate of just like launching with what you have before you have the rest of it. Like,
Yeah.
I just sent out a cold email offer for like one of my friend's businesses for a lead magnet. I don't have the lead magnet, but I know like once I start seeing the reply rate, it's like, okay, let's go make the lead magnet now. And then like, let's make the, the back end, make everything. Yeah. I think getting started and having momentum is like the most important thing. Momentum, small wins. I see a lot of people, like you say, they're stuck building out their GHL agency, building out all the automations. Like, just launch, man. Just put something out there and you'll have anxiety to finish everything else. It'll be great. Okay. Yeah.
That is true. It's very motivating. Like, lots of people create courses, right? So you could create the course. And if you've ever created a course, it's so painstaking. Oh my gosh. It's like the outline and the videos and the editing and all of that stuff. But if you don't pre-sell that course before you actually create it, how do you know that you're going to go through all that trouble and people even want it?
That's true.
Pre-sell that thing and then build it on the runway. It's like,
that's true.
For real. But they get paralyzed with fear. Like, oh, I'm just going to and honestly, I feel like it's a little bit of like lifetime learner. Like, I feel really good not making money for my business because I'm learning.
Yeah.
That's what they do. I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Yeah. I want to be an expert at everything high level before I get my first customer. And it's like, dude.
A lot. Yeah. You hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel
so. I love that, Ian. You're just like, hey, I got a duck idea and I'm just going to launch it and see what happens.
I'm going to launch the ducks. Yeah. And what's funny is most of these things are just distractions from work I don't want to do. Like, I don't know if you guys are like this, but when I have work I don't want to do, I have to reorganize my office. I have to do this. And then like sometimes like random business ideas will pop up and I'll be like, let me try that. And yeah, so this was a distraction that worked out, honestly. So.
I've definitely learned. I have the work I don't want to do too. I have definitely learned if I find myself putting it off because I don't want to do it, that is a definite indicator. That's something I need to outsource. So I'll be like, hey, Marla, I really hate doing this. Can I just hire your team to do it? I just hate it. But it's like, it still needs done, right? So it's like, as the business owner, we have to decide, do I hate doing this? Like enough to outsource it? Because really, if I just keep putting it off, I'm not really doing my business much benefit. I have to actually do it. What is it that you do on a regular basis, Ian, that you just hate doing?
Making videos. Making videos. Oh my God. VSLs, dude, I don't like it. It's because I'm not good at it. But I'm learning. So as you see, I have the fuzzy background like you. I know we talked about it last time. So, I've hyped up my recording space a little bit. But yeah, VSLs, I don't like doing those. And certain like fulfillment things like funnel stuff, I don't like doing. But once the funnel is running and I see people going through it, I love seeing that and tweaking things. But yeah. What about you?
I hate scheduling content. I know that it's so lame. It's like super fast and easy. It's like we have all these tools to do it. But it's like, I use Manus and I'm like, hey, here's the here's the videos and just create all the content. And that's what it does. It creates all the content.
Mhm.
But then here I am looking at these videos and the titles and descriptions and all my calls to action. And all I need to do is copy and paste into the planner. But for some reason, I just feel like it is the most mind numbing.
Like data entry.
Yes.
You know, like,
oh my God, it's painful. I don't
Yeah.
really even know why. I just
It's
don't
super
like
painful.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't have a social planner integration. We have a social planner integration. I will tell you, it is a little challenging to integrate with social planner. Like BrandBlast sends everything to the social planner now. We don't have our own scheduling thing. We integrate completely with social planner. But yeah, man, there are just some little tweaks. There's some little things that after you play with the social planner API, you'll figure it out. But yeah, it's scheduling is not fun.
Yeah. I know. It's just so like, I don't know. I think boring, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe boring. But if this makes you feel better, I am terrible at VSL as well. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like I could just naturally talk on camera, wouldn't be nervous at all. And Marla knows because we've done pre-recorded videos where I have to read a script. And this is what I look like, Ian. So if you want to subscribe to the podcast.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Give me a script and it's like, whoa.
I know, it's so awkward.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to use what is it called? Not a projector. What's the thing that has the words? Teleprompter. I used to use the teleprompter when I used my MacBook camera. But now that I have this camera, I can't really use the teleprompter. And so I'm basically like memorizing it like paragraph by paragraph and then like cutting things together. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so annoying going over things. And then at the end you like mess up and you're like, ah. But yeah, I get that. I saw talking about things you do like to do. I saw you liked vibe coding and you were vibe coding for a bit. Tell me about that.
I love it. Well, I started like in December.
Yeah.
And I just had this idea of basically putting my whole strategy in an app. And then, but I had never tried vibe coding or whatever, but you know how we are, we get obsessed with things. And so I get in there and I'm like, whoa, like the first iteration was like, this is amazing. It was like, it took it out of my brain and I saw it in front of me. And I was like, this is magical. So then it was like for 2 weeks, I never left my office. I don't even remember if I got a shower. I may have not even ate or drank anything for 2 weeks. And I was just obsessed in building this app. But then it got to a point, like we all do, vibe coding, that you need a developer. You need a professional person to be able to like take this thing to the next level. And so that's definitely what I had to do. But I think it's so cool to be able to, if you're someone who's like a visionary, like I am, it's cool to be able to flesh out that idea. But I don't think, and I try to tell people, like, don't be so naive to think that you're going to just vibe code this multi-million-dollar app and never have to hire a developer, because that is just not realistic.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing. I agree. It's definitely amazing and really fun. It does get complex. I think a lot of people don't hit the complexity because they're building like calendar or like calculator apps or something like to-do lists. But yeah, your app was a lot more involved and stuff. So it makes sense why you hit that level of complexity. But it did look nice. I saw you were using ShadCN UI, and I was like, oh, nice. That's what I use. So it looked pretty good. Yeah.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. It's definitely a challenge. I feel all of your developing pains for sure. But I do think it's cool. Like as a coach, it's like we have these strategies and these like ideas. And it's like before the app, I was using Google Sheets and I was like trying to explain to them, here's how you do this or whatever. But when you can create an app or a system where your clients can like visually see what it is that you're trying to encourage them to do, it just takes it to a whole other level. It makes them feel like I can really do this. And that's what I hear consistently. And that's the most exciting thing. And I'm sure that you feel the same way, and people are able to just, whether it's for themselves or clients, just be able to pump out all of this content. Because even in reality, like local businesses, Facebook, you're not going to get a lot of organic traffic on your business page. But it's so important because customers need to see that you're posting frequently, or they just feel like you've gone out of business or something. They
Exactly.
need to see that content. So just for the brand awareness, every single business should have consistent content being posted on that business page.
I agree. Yeah, it's just like social proof or testimonials. Like it supports you and your offer in the marketplace, and it makes you trustworthy. So yeah, just like you said, they're like when everybody buys from you, they check you out on social first to see if you're legit or not. And if you're not legit, you may lose a sale. So that's actually the angle we go with our case study agency of like, hey, like you're silently losing sales. And then we send that free content funnel offer. So it's like you want 30 days of like done for you content. And then if you like it, we keep going, and we send it to them. And the great part about that offer is that like, even if they do take it and run, they're not going to schedule it. And like, that's the pain point they realize they have. So it's like, you give them some for free, and then they feel the burden of actually scheduling it and using it. And they're like, oh my God, like, how can I schedule this? And then that's when you hit them with we can schedule all this for you. It's already in the social planner. So, yeah, that's, I agree. Like having that piece there, it's just such a great low ticket offer to build anything else off of, like SEO or ads that you want to upsell later. Social media, you can get them in there, great base plan, and then upsell anything else pretty easily.
Yeah, and that's really a good point, because it is a very like low barrier, no time consuming type of offer. Does this sound familiar? You have the world's most powerful marketing tool, HighLevel, but you're still not sure what to say. What's the right message for your customer? What should your emails sound like? What's the perfect call to action? This isn't a tools problem, it's a strategy problem. And you can't build a successful business on a shaky foundation. That's why I want to give you the tool to fix it for free. My name's Bridget Bartlett, and I want to give you a free account of my software, the Vision Blueprint. You can use it right now to create a professional, comprehensive brand guide for your business. This guide will walk you through defining your customer avatar, your brand voice, your value ladder, and your calls to action. It'll help you create a real professional business model. This is the strategic clarity you've been missing, and it's yours for free. Your free account also includes access to my private community, where you can watch me coach other HighLevel users live 4 days a week. You bring your own HighLevel account, and we'll show you what's possible. Stop guessing. Start building a real foundation. Click the link to get your free Vision Blueprint account now. If a business is interested in getting more social media content, it's likely because they need more sales and more traffic, and they think social media is going to be the way to do it. And that's like, every client I ever got contacted me for social media because they felt like that's what they needed to get more sales. So yeah. I think it's such a great entry, because that's the thing that they understand. They're like, oh, I need to be on social media. I need content to get more customers. Even if they don't understand, you're not probably going to get leads with this, but you're
it will help
so
nurture
right.
the leads you get. Yeah.
Totally you're so agree. If I'm going to hire a plumber to come into my home and do work that I'm going to pay thousands of dollars for, potentially, I want to trust them. And if I go to their Facebook profile and I see that they haven't posted anything since 2020, then I'm going to immediately think, oh, they're not in business anymore.
Is this like a side thing? Is this like a side hustle this guy does? Yeah. I want the full-time guy. No, exactly. I totally get it. And there's a lot of agencies too. I guess maybe it's just people starting with Go HighLevel, and they're also trying to get customers via social media. And it's like, no, we help you not lose customers. But yeah, you need something else like SEO or ads or whatever. But yeah, it's a really good base offer to build everything off of. And you can do it really cheap. Like the case study agency we're doing, it's like $47 a month, done for you, social media. But that's because we're trying to get as many leads as possible. I have one guy reselling it for $300 a month. And so, I mean, that's more than what you pay to white label it. So yeah, it's a good deal. Anybody that's interested in doing it, they can actually set up a free account and do the free content funnel, and they get one sub account for free, so they can try it out for their own agency or for a client for free before they decide to actually pay for it. Yeah, it's working pretty well. People really like the free content funnel and that offer. So.
Is it mostly agencies that is your customer that's serving the local business, or do you also serve local businesses?
So I have the OG Brand Blast served everybody. It started out just serving small businesses, then it became white label. The V2, or I guess V3, that's only available in GHL. However, we do have a case study agency where we actually kind of like test offers and like show you the results of like, hey, I sent this cold email out to this list, and here's my reply rates. Here's exactly what I got. So I have those actual case studies to show people how to walk the walk. It's not just like some tool. It's like, okay, we actually have a business trying to do this exact same thing, and I show you exactly how to do it. So just look at the case study agency, look at the offers we send out. So the main tool is only for agencies using Go HighLevel, but we do have a case study agency where we build all the playbooks, and that's going after small businesses. I think the cold email was going after painters specifically. So I chose that because that's actually a hard one to make social media for when you think about home services. So, yeah.
It's so smart what you just said, because we actually were just talking about this in my coaching session today about how you can have a tool, but the way that you position it to different customers is a completely different way. Like if you want to position, like BrandBlast is the same, right? For no matter who signs up, it's the same. But the way that you position it to different businesses is different, right? So it's like you have one offer for like painters, you have a different offer for agencies, a different offer for maybe white label and agencies is the same. Maybe coaches, that would be a different offer as well. I think a lot of people really struggle with that. Like, how do I, whether it's HighLevel or BrandBlast or, My Vision Assistant, I have this tool. I see the potential and the value in it, but how do I relay that to my customer so that they are willing to invest? Because as business owners, we want to invest. We are so on board if it's going to be a solution, but we have to see it. So it's like, if I'm a coach, I want to see that BrandBlast is the solution that I have been looking for. And I want to see on that landing page all of my pain points. I want to be reading every piece of it and be like, oh, this is so me. This is the solution that I'm looking for. When you're positioning BrandBlast, what are some different ways that you position it in that sense? So you have painters, you have agencies. Have you branched off into really targeting other specific niches?
So the painters was just for that Blast Marketing Pros, that case study agency. For how I position BrandBlast, I used to just I used to only position it as like, hey, we automate your social media fulfillment. And then it was like, hey, we save you time. Kind of getting more up into what you do, like, the benefits. And then it became more of like, let's completely reposition it into like, how do we get customers for you with social media? Because that's what a lot of agencies want. They want to get customers and retain those customers. I think retention is a huge issue in Go HighLevel right now for a lot of agencies. And so like we've repositioned like all BrandBlast to get customers for agencies with the free content funnel. Send a prospect 30 days of content that's branded to their stuff, and then, hey, I'll lock you in at this low rate to schedule it all for you every month. And then you can upsell your core offers. But also, that's extremely sticky. So like, I know you talk with Matt DeCenter pretty regularly. One of his like 5 sticky things is like social media. And that's because it's like ongoing value. Every day you're giving the client value. So as an agency, if you're posting content for them every day, that's pretty sticky. Like they see, they don't see SEO. They sometimes see ads if it pops up in their thing, but the social media is a very sticky thing. So it helps with retention too. So I would say, we've had a lot of different positions that we've tested, and it was get your time back, retain your customers. And then the free content funnel was like, get more customers. That's really killed it for us. But yeah, just kind of figuring out those different use cases and what people want the most. It's hard, but if you have the budget, testing it with ads is the best. But yeah, that's kind of how we've been positioning.
It's really smart what you said about the stickiness and how it's, because a lot of times, and I know Marla runs Facebook ads, and I know unless she sends a report or whatever, like the client who's not the techie person and sometimes not even logging into HighLevel, they're just paying every single month. And if they don't see what they're paying for, then it's like they feel like it's not valuable. And even if they're not getting customers, I think that you're so right that it does help for them to see, like when you go to my page, you see all of these different posts. I had a client I was doing social media for, and I had a post pinned to the top of his LinkedIn page. And he called me really upset. And he's like, nothing's been posted in like a week. And I'm like, dude, that's a pin post. Look at the next post down.
They look at it. They look at this.
Yeah. He was looking and he wanted to know, like, what is he paying for? And I think the more transparent, the more that we can show clients what we're actually doing, the more they're like, okay. I think also business owners maybe working with agencies and things are a little bit like, oh, I worked with this agency and it wasn't that great. And so immediately they're skeptical.
Yeah.
So I think it does definitely help.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I've had my bad share of agencies when I first got started too, pay somebody for SEO. And then you're like, okay, man, I paid all this money. Like back when SEO was expensive. I don't know if it's as expensive now, but yeah, definitely. I've seen people not get results, but and be skeptical. Yeah. But, I think you can solve that with ongoing continuous value in their face. So.
For sure. So what are some ways that you've seen people like really crush it with BrandBlast?
Yeah. So let's see. There's a few people that come to my mind. I'll tell you actually. The first OG BrandBlast, I have one guy that had 1,200 people signed up to his white label of BrandBlast. And that wasn't as much as the main label, like what BrandBlast had for like non-white label users, but it was like up there. I was like, you have like a good amount of users. You're really outpacing everybody. Like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, I give this tool away for free. So they show up to a call. Like it really kills my show up rate for booked meetings. If I just say, hey, I have this tool and I'll give it to you and it automates your social media. And so I was like, okay, wow, like that's pretty smart. But then I was left flipping the bill because I was like, back then I didn't charge people for compute or usage. And so I was like supporting like 1,200 brands with like a $500 a month subscription that someone was paying me. I'm like, okay, I'm losing money. But I was like, but that was pretty impressive. That was something I saw a year or two ago. And that's what really spurred it into like, okay, using this as a lead magnet is also extremely powerful. And that's kind of how we got into the, free content funnel of send 30 days of content to somebody and hit them with that. I'll schedule this for you for low ticket cost. But that was one of them. Another guy just sold the Done For You program for $300 a month. Or sorry, Done With You. Sorry, or Done By You. Done By You, $300 a month, which is insane. Done By You social media software for $300 a month is like, that's just insane. And he's doing Done For Yous for like $450. And so he's doing really good. I don't know what niche he's in, but he's doing really good. So that's a couple people that come to my mind of just traditional reselling and marking it up and then using it as like a lead magnet or an incentive to give them to a call. But yeah.
I love it. What if you could be a fly on the wall 4 days a week as a six-figure agency owner coaches other high-level users live? What if you could see the real-world strategies, the live troubleshooting, and the aha moments as they happen? No theory, no fluff, just real coaching with real business owners working on real problems. That's exactly what I want to invite you to do. My name's Bridget Bartlett, and I want to give you free access to watch my live coaching sessions inside my private community. 4 days a week, you can look over my shoulder as I help entrepreneurs just like you build and scale their businesses on HighLevel. And to make sure you can apply what you learn, I'm also giving you a free account for my Vision Blueprint software. You can use it to create a professional brand guide for your business, the same foundational document that my paying clients use. It'll help you map out your value ladder, define your brand voice, and finally get clear on your business model. This is your chance to get the strategy and watch the implementation for free. Now, click the link below to get your free Vision Blueprint account and your front row seat to live coaching. All you need is your own HighLevel account to put it all in practice. So what's the next plans, Ian? What's on the roadmap for BrandBlast in the future?
What's on the roadmap for BrandBlast? So just honestly, it's a little different than most people. Most people would tell you a bunch of features, but we're just testing offers. We're honestly using our tool ourselves to sign up small businesses and then documenting every offer we put out there and the results, and then putting that in a giant case study agency and giving it to our agencies and say, just copy this. And so what's next is, we've been doing a lot of cold email, and that's, like I said, we got like 6% reply rates for those cold emails. And that's all documented inside the tool. And I think next we're probably going to jump into some ads and try to make some ads. And you can make ads with the social planner, or sorry, not the social planner, the content engine. So with BrandBlast, you can actually make ads, and we bring in levels of awareness. I don't know. Hormozy is all about the different levels of awareness for ads. Mm-hmm. Marla's shaking her head. I'm sure she knows about it.
Well, actually, I'm trying to figure out, are you using the Facebook Ads Manager API?
I'm going directly into Facebook Ads Manager just because that's why I know I've used it. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I was one of the people that bought this. I know you may laugh, but I was one of the people that bought the whole Hormozy book offer or whatever. And I got the ACQ AI, which is just super good to battle test a lot of offers. But I've been playing with a lot of different offers and product positioning and ads lately, and I hope we can add it to the case study agency soon. So yeah, just giving playbooks to agencies. That's our main goal, is if we can make agencies successful and getting them clients and retaining clients, then we'll be successful. And so that's the main concern, not really features, but just playbooks and proven.
That's kind of what I was talking about too today when we were talking about the different offers and positioning and things like that. It's you develop a software. If it's something that agencies are going to use, then it's our responsibility to make the selling or using of that as simple as humanly possible. I saw HighLevel's coming out with more white label sales materials and things like that. And that's really, we need to have that, because if we're serving agencies, we need to figure out the best way, one, for them to make sales. I mean, if they're willing to sell our software, we should be whatever you need, let me do it. You tell me and I'm creating it. But it also should be a solution, and it should save them time and make them money. And that's pretty basic, but essentially that's what it needs to be. So if we can create websites, if we can create, slide presentations, white label videos, all of those things, they're going to crush it with that. It's one less obstacle that they have to, reselling the service. Even if they're not reselling the tool itself, the service, being able to do that. If 100%. They don't have to create all that stuff, or it's we were talking about the positioning. If they don't have to think about how to position it, that's an easy sell for them. They now they're just going out and finding clients.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you get into the high level space and you're reselling software, you really need to commit, just like you do with kind of like how you guys started. You really need to commit to educating people and like teaching them how to use it. Not just here's the software, go be successful with it. It's like, hey, here's the software and here's the playbook of exactly how to use it and how to like position it and all that stuff. We do a lot of that. We have something called like the Content Engine University inside the tool, and it's also on the website. It's not like gated or anything, so you can see it there. But we kind of go over, exactly how to do that. Like, here's the messaging, here's the exact scripts, da, da, da. And so I really think if you're in the high level space, if you just look at the top and the most successful softwares and resellers, you get closer and closer to like people that strongly invest in like education paired with their stuff. So
yeah, because other than that, it's just a tool. It's like we all have enough tools. There's so many tools you can choose from, but it's the education is how we teach them why they need our tool. Or even so, like just helping them decide, is this the right solution for you? Because I would rather you watch a tutorial and decide it's not than for you to sign up thinking it is, and then you ask me 5 million questions, and then you just end up canceling or wanting a refund or whatever it is, Like, I want you to decide that, and then we can waste each other's time.
Yeah, a real sale. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So Ian, can you talk a little bit just about yourself? I mean, are you married? Do you have kids?
Yeah. I don't have any kids. So I have a fiance, and so we've been together for 2021, 5 years. Yeah. So we've been together 5 years, and so we live in LA with our 2 cats, Scottish folds. You can see. Oh, maybe you can't see it, but I have like. Oh, I guess. Different camera, but I have like a little platform where they sit. So there's like my desk and they have a little platform. So, small, like just pretty simple, chill life, building stuff, trying to help people. My dad is a farmer back in Indiana, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, gymnastics teacher. So I come from pretty simple roots, and I'm a pretty simple guy. Like, if I'm here, I'm usually like in my office working, building something. And then my, like, I guess my, what would you call it? My vice, I guess, or whatever, I play Fortnite. So I play a lot of competitive Fortnite. So that's my other thing I do when I'm like at the end of the day. But yeah, that's basically me. I'm pretty simple.
So you finally admitted what your Meta coworkers, they really know you as the Fortnite guy.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember Ian. He's the Fortnite guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Was it a corn farm, Ian?
Yeah, it was corn, soybeans, corn, and then like winter wheat sometimes.
Okay, so you grew up on a farm. How did that impact or inspire you to get into coding?
So I have a lot of answers to that. You know what? There was not a lot going on around me. Mostly cornfields and stuff, and so a lot of walks in nature. A lot of time just spent alone thinking. I always liked building stuff, but I never actually thought I'd get into software. I always thought that was like, some black box, like magic stuff. And I didn't get into it until like college, actually. And I was actually going to school for like mechanical engineering and energy engineering. And I saw these kids that are like my age become like billionaires. And it was the Snapchat guys. And I was like, I need to make an app. Like, that's the path. And so that's why I started like cutting class and like making like apps and stuff. And, basically doing that kind of stuff. And it was very different, obviously, than everyone around me. Like when I said I made apps, they kind of like laughed. They're like, okay, sure, dude. And then, I just kept going. But I think as far as like what inspired me, what I could take away from growing up on a farm and doing it was, I think my dad had a extreme work ethic, like always working, like no days off. In fact, when he just retired recently, I was kind of worried. It's like, is this guy going to have enough work? He does, so no worries. But I always saw this extreme work ethic of like, not not finishing. Basically finish everything you do. And I just I remember so many times when I was trying to make my first app or code something, and I just was stuck. I just remembered I just stay and go to Stack Overflow, keep going, just keep copy and pasting stuff, whatever, and making it work. But I would say like that kind of mentality of never giving up and just keep going is the main differentiator. And a lot of people call it smart, but I think like there's a lot of smarter people than me. But like the willingness to sit with a problem and in the spot of like the unknown and just feel dumb and just keep trying is like super valuable skill. And like that's probably why I owe it all to. And I learned that like growing up like around my dad and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, you can't be still on a farm.
No.
You gotta keep it rolling.
You have to keep it rolling.
I love that you said that you're willing to sit with it and be dumb. That's really so smart, actually, because I just, when you were saying that, I was thinking about how do I handle myself in those moments? And I think you do have to just say, okay, I'm super frustrated right now and I don't know what to do, but I'm just going to keep figuring it out. I think the figuring it out is like what makes us business people. Like we're professional problem solvers, It's like,
yeah,
I don't care how hard it is. I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I feel like the most successful people are just pretty humble with being amateur in a lot of places and figuring it out. And I think that was one thing I did notice I was different with a lot of people at Meta was that I was like okay with being wrong a lot. And I felt like there was a constant like, it was almost like when you're young and in high school, it's like, who's the toughest guy in the gym? Like who's the strongest? It's this like kind of ego around like masculinity or whatever. And over there, it was like an ego around your intelligence. And so no one ever wanted to kind of look wrong, and everyone was very polished. And don't get me wrong, everyone was very smart. But I was like totally fine with being wrong. And I felt like being wrong and like is the fastest way to figuring it out. Just because, I feel like a lot of people think it's like a beeline, and most of the time it's like a zigzag. It's like trying and experimenting with a lot of things. And so I think like you said, Bridget, just the willingness to look wrong or just be wrong, and like that's the one differentiator you need when you're trying to be successful.
Yeah. And like the self-awareness to know, like, I don't have to be amazing at everything. Like I can stay in my lane, and then I can rely on someone else who's better at this than me. Like I'm always going to Marla like, hey, you're better at this than me. Can you, what do you think about this? But I think that's so important. Yeah, I think it's so awesome. I have to talk to you about the difference between Indiana and California, though, because there is definitely, it's like going to a different country. And as soon as we spoke the first time, I felt like you were my brother or something, because I don't know if it's the Indiana thing. I definitely think we're more simple, laid back people. Yeah. And honestly, I feel like it's such a great thing. I would rather like you're saying, I would rather be sitting and be humble, not knowing something, than to feel like my whole self-identity relies on my intelligence. And as soon as I don't know something, now I'm just devastated about it. I don't know if that's the humble part or just the simplicity part. Like what do you think it is? Having experienced both cultures, what do you think the underlying difference is?
That's an interesting question. I don't know if it's so much about the place, more as like the profession of what I was in that made it. Because I definitely do find a lot of simple people out here, super simple people that are just very chill. But it was more like in the space of like very competitive like work environment where I would see like the can't ever look stupid thing, and I was like, what's wrong with you guys? But I would say like when I go home, it's super nice to just kind of relax and like not have deep conversations about like all these like theoretical stuff, and like it's like, oh, okay, everyone's just chill. And the cool thing is someone's adding something onto their house, and like they want to show you pictures of like their new staircase or something, and it's like, okay, yeah, oh, you got a new baby, okay, yeah, okay, show oh, your kid's playing soccer. Yeah, so I don't know, they're definitely simple and complex people both places, but I felt like there's just way more show offy type stuff in, the places I was in like California, like LA and SF, because I was in those heavily populated places. Now, if I went from like Martinsville to Indy, I'd probably say the same thing, because you got more competition, right? You got people trying to like outdo each other. But I don't know if it's mostly, I don't know if it's the place or just the people in the place, because I was in like a complex environment. But I will say it's nice to be around like simpler stuff. And I think about raising my kids, and it's like there's so many people here around me, but I don't know anybody. So it feels way more like not a meshed, what I want to say, community. It just feels like a bunch of random people. Whereas in Martinsville, where I grew up, it's like, okay, everyone knows each other and their brother and their parents know each other. And so like no one's getting away with anything. And so that's super nice. And I do miss that. I think like big cities have horrible community compared to small towns. I wouldn't say that their community is horrible. I would say they have a horrible mesh feeling of community because there's too many people to have that mesh community feeling. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hate on California too much because I have multiple customers in California. So I'm here for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's just different. And I love the quiet life. But I do, I also love traveling to different places because occasionally, you don't always want a quiet life. Occasionally you want a little excitement. But before we end this episode today, Ian, I have to know, since we were just talking about the differences, when it comes time for you to raise your kids, is it California or Indiana?
Oh man, when I have time to raise my kids, hopefully I'm successful enough to be able to go back and forth a lot more. There's many great aspects to being in a place like California. I think I don't know if I can bring my wife, who's Persian, to like Indiana and her be happy either. Like, so there's that aspect. And also I don't think I'd be happy there with the lack of like competition and stuff and like having those opportunities. So I would say LA, but then hopefully like I'm like successful enough to like go back and forth there more. So that's a complex answer, but like, it's a weird thing. I'll tell you this. It's a weird thing when you go from like growing up in one place to like 10 years in another place, because you feel like you have a split identity a bit and you're kind of and you never feel quite at home in either place. And so I don't know if I could go back, but I do like going back. I don't know if I can go back permanently, but I like going back for extended amounts of time.
Well, Bridget gave you something to think about.
Yeah.
Why?
Before the kids come, you got to think about where you're going to raise them.
But hey, you are an entrepreneur, Ian, so it could just be that you have the kid and, you're at the hospital talking about, hey, wifey, let's just move to Indiana.
You're going to love it, I promise.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, I mean, you have 5 years before school becomes a thing, Yeah.
Does she enjoy it when you visit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she loves it. She really does like being around my family and stuff and the farm. And she actually just made a bunch of like sourdough bread. Last time we were there for Easter, like a week or two ago, and she like made some like sourdough bread for my mom and like showed her, like brought her some starter and showed her how to make it. So she likes it. She does. But yeah, I would say I can't put it on her. Obviously, I did say that thing. Oh, she's Persian, but honestly, me, like I get sick of both places if I'm there too much. So I do get sick of being in Indiana when I talk to my friends and they're just like making the same jokes you made in high school. It's just like, okay, dude, stop messing with me. But it's like being with your family too much. Like I don't know. So maybe I'm just one of those people that like to be alone, working on my stuff, like a hermit type person. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. That's why
Yeah.
I guess I don't care if Indiana's boring because I never leave my office anyway. So
Exactly. I'm never outside of this area. Like, I'm here all the time.
I know. Hashtag software problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Ian, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Leverage and Lead podcast. I'm going to put all of your info in the description. So if anybody wants to check out BrandBlast or contact you for whatever reason, they can do that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. And we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode and join the Leverage and Lead private community for live coaching 4 days a week at leverageandlead.com. We'll see you inside.